So it's time to compare two of my favorite Platinum Wolf platoons, the Leopard A1A1 L 44 and the recent one, the Object 775 Pancake. Now the Leopard L44 is one of the more interesting vehicles in the game. Has a tier 9 main cannon. This cannon is also found on the Leopard 2K, by the way. So the firepower of this vehicle is really good. The maneuverability is what you would expect from a Leopard. Very maneuverable, very good firepower. However, the armor is on the thin side. We all know that the Leopard vehicles tend to have very little to no armor. However, the reload and the overall speed of the vehicle do make up for the lack of overall armor. The vehicle is also quite tall. I mean, it's the classic main battle tank that you can expect in tier 8. The Leopard L44, the Leopard A1A1, they're roughly the same vehicle. The main difference is the main cannon, and the other Leopards within the tier are about the same. Now, the Object 775 Pancake. Now, this thing, as we already know, it's very small, very low profile. Has a 125mm main cannon that is only able to launch the ATGMs. Average penetration is 500mm. The frontal plate, the upper plate, is basically impenetrable at this angle. However, the vehicle is very vulnerable to high explosive, especially in the turret, and the lower plate is also a weak spot on this vehicle. Now, the maneuverability and speed is okay, but the Leopard definitely is more maneuverable. The reverse speed on the Object is very bad, as we already seen. 6 km/h is the reverse speed on the Object. However, the rate of fire. Now, the Object does have an autoloader, and I'm trying to figure out if I prefer the L44 on the Leopard or if I prefer the auto-loading ATGM main cannon on the Object. However, I have to say, because of the autoloader and because of the ridiculous speed that that thing can yeet missiles at the enemy, the Object definitely has the greater firepower. However, the Leopard does shoot very powerful L44 APFS DS shells. I mean, this is a very powerful main cannon, so this main cannon will definitely not let you down. And you get this cannon on the Leopard 2K and on some of the other vehicles, so the main cannon on this vehicle is definitely no joke, and it's definitely very good. But it doesn't have an autoloader, and the Object having ATGMs means that you can guide the missile into the right spot. So if you like ATGMs, I think you will enjoy the Object a lot more than the Leopard. But again, I have both vehicles. I've been using both vehicles, and I think I've had more success with the Leopard, to be honest. Primarily because firepower isn't really everything, especially considering the fact that we are talking about top tier where maneuverability is as important as firepower, and the Object being slower, especially the reverse speed, definitely makes the vehicle a little bit more difficult to play and a little bit more difficult to position. You have to remember the Object is very small, very small, very low profile, and it definitely has a different playstyle than the other vehicles because of the design of the tank. I think I enjoyed the Leopard a lot more because it just feels like the classic main battle tank that you usually drive around in tier 7, 8 and above. But if you manage to position the Object properly, and when I say properly, when you manage to hide the weak spots, that thing can be ridiculously annoying. With the Leopard you can't really take hits because it has pretty much no armor. The ammo is stored in very obvious positions. Everyone knows the ammo position on the Leopard. So this vehicle is more of the hit and run type. With the Object you can actually position it to go hold down with it, and you can take hits with the Object. being so small, it's very difficult to target the vehicle at longer distances. And if you manage to hide the vehicle properly, the enemies will have a very tough time to hit the weak spot. If you show the weak spot, if not, well, then there is very little chance to be destroyed if you're driving the object. So at least when it comes to survivability, the object definitely has the win. When it comes to firepower, again, I think the firepower is debatable. A lot of players prefer APFSDS shells over ATGMs, although APGMs are technically like guided heat shells. That's how they work in the game, at least. So using ATGM is very similar to firing heat or heat FS shells. The only difference is they're practically guided, so that's the difference basically. And I am running out of ammo with the Leopard here. So on the firepower, I would say, and this is just, you know, my point of view basically, because of the autoloader, the object will have a faster, better fire rate and more firepower. I mean, being able to hit like 6 ATGMs within like 15 seconds, that's kind of scary. That's honestly scary to think about, and that thing can hit ATGMs like there is no tomorrow. I was very surprised when I played the vehicle for the first time, and the reload is actually not too slow when you run out of missiles in the autoloader. But again, positioning, that could be a problem with the object because of the size of the vehicle, and I just ran out of shells. But I did manage to destroy 10 vehicles. So, time for me to disappear. Oh, I destroyed 10 vehicles. I did not even notice that. Okay, well, time for me to vanish. I'm out of ammo, which happens very rarely. I don't take a lot of ammo with the Leopard L44, but in this battle I managed to run out of ammo, which is funny. And that AMX will be chasing me, but good luck catching the Leopard. This is where the Leopard is going to be definitely outperforming the object. It's fast, and I like fast vehicles. Now don't get me wrong, the object isn't slow by any means, only the reverse on the object is slow. But it feels like the Leopard does have more horsepower. It feels like the Leopard definitely more maneuverable and able to move around. The gun depression, also one of the things that I wanted to mention. The object does have surprisingly decent gun depression for what it is, for a Pancake at least, has a good gun depression. However, the Leopard does have better gun depression, and when I say better, much better gun depression. But you can go hold down with the object, that works really well. And hold down with the object is ridiculously fun, especially if you're very far away. On certain maps you have positions where you can hide the whole hull and basically just have the small portion of the turret visible. Now good luck hitting the turret at over 500 meters, because the turret is ridiculously small, and that's one of the huge advantages that the object has over most of the vehicles. Now let's go and play the Pancake. Let's go play the object. Now on this particular map, on most vehicles, only the turret is visible on my favorite position here. Merkava is insane in this position. Leopard is really insane with this position as well, but with the object, you can't really peek over the rocks with this little vehicle. It is way too flat for that. So you pretty much have to go forward and have to expose the vehicle just a little bit. Now, in this case, it is important to position the tank in such a way that your side armor, your side wheel is not exposed, because if you get hit there, boom, that's pretty much a entry point to the ammo. The ammo of the object is located at the lower right hull, also could be at lower left hull, but I would say the right front side at the bottom of the vehicle in the lower plate. That's where you will find about 6 or 8 gems stocked, and if you want to hit the vehicle there, usually when you do hit the vehicle there, it will explode. But yeah, using this vehicle in this position is a bit more difficult and a bit more troublesome than using this position with the Merkava or the Leopard. The Leopard will absolutely dominate with this position, the Merkava as well, especially the Merkava with its very tough and very survivable turret armor. However, I mean, if you're careful, you can definitely play the vehicle in this position, but it will be difficult, much more difficult. And yeah, forgot to mention, the vehicle isn't just flat. This vehicle does appear to be also a little bit more wide than usual, and the low profile and length does seem to be also a bit more than the other vehicles. In general, this is a very odd tank, a very odd vehicle to use, and admittedly, as easy as this might look, I can tell you, this vehicle is definitely not easy to use. It's actually on the contrary, this is quite a difficult vehicle to use, especially at the moment, with how the game is structured, with how everything works within the game. While being small is actually a good advantage in some of the maps, and at the moment that's also a disadvantage in certain occasions, and this is one such occasion that I'm at here at the moment. In the future, when we do get a realistic modes, this vehicle can actually be quite evil, and I would say a lot of these premium vehicles would do much better in realistic, because they're small, they're difficult to spot, and if you position them in a very good interesting position, you can go completely undetected. And I would say, if you want to get this vehicle, I mean, I think it's still should be on the offer right now. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it, and this vehicle will be absolutely insane when realistic battles arrive in the game. This vehicle will do much better in realistic battles than in normal battles, and I'm kind of excited for that. This year, I mean, we have 2025 here. Do they release those developer notes? I believe the realistic battles will be added at one point in this year, and that should be very interesting to see how that will go. But yeah, this vehicle will definitely be very good for the realistic battles. Better than other vehicles because of its whole characteristics and because of its design. Small vehicles, rats, ATGM carriers, stuff like that will dominate realistic battles. I can tell you that right away. They will dominate the realistic battles because they're just constructed to do that, basically. So, which one of these vehicles do you prefer? The Leopard L44 or the Pancake Object 775? From my personal experience and from my personal perspective, both vehicles are really good. I enjoy both. As I mentioned before, I find the Object a bit more difficult to use because of its size. It's a very small, flat vehicle, but it definitely packs a punch. It's definitely very powerful. The Leopard, I mean, it's a Leopard with a L44. What's there more to say about that? That vehicle is just amazing. But do tell me what you guys think about these two vehicles. Do you like the Pancake more, or do you like the Leopard L44 more? And well, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. And with that being said, stay safe. As always, I'll see you next time.